Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. We just got finished with a, what, two and a half hour marathon of
amazing times, great jokes, and me not losing games.
We played through 7 of the theoretically best drinking games I have here at the Quackalope studio.
This is correct.
Some of which I've been wanting to do a drinking marathon around for some time. And let me tell you this. We're about 20 hours after the event, and that's because
that's plenty of time.
We desperately needed to process and digest
100%
the impact that these games had on our lives.
Absolutely.
And that they could have on yours.
Yes.
These are tried and tested drinking games and drinking game variants that we thought you'd have fun learning about and watching us put into practice here on the Quackalope channel. We're going to go through these games quickly, going to give you a quick overview of what they are, tell you our house rule for how we turned them into a drinking game, all very simple, and then we're going to rank them from least funnest to funnest.
To most funnest.
The most funnest.
Also, while reminding you to drink responsibly.
Oh.
And you could use other things besides alcohol to do this. You could use gross shots like lemon juice and apple cider vinegar and things like that if you wanted to make it a little bit different.
Whiskey, bourbon.
Yeah.
Scotch.
Or cider. Cider would probably have been a significantly better choice if we were to play all of them back to back again.
They could just use milk.
They could.
I'd prefer to do milk.
Yeah, I think for the next couple of days I'd prefer milk too.
We're gonna do drinking shot. We're gonna do eggnog shots where you want to lose.
Eggnog shots. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about these games. So we have 7 games here in front of us, and we want you, by the way, this bottle was full at the start of the video.
Yeah.
We have 7 games in front of us, and we want you to let us know the games that we're missing from this list, because we'll totally circle back around
100%.
and get a hubbub going. So we have Flying Goblins, we have Ringo the Flamingo, we have Hamster Roll.
We have Scare in the Box, we have Codenames Duet, Cockroach Poker, and the champion of all old school, Lupine Louie, the German edition.
Yeah, Lupine Louie is one of those that has a history outside of our community.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. There is a culture around that game.
So yeah, with people that add extra weights and stuff to it to make it do some really crazy stuff.
Yeah, I would like to get some modified Lupine Louie technology here at the Quackalope studio. If you're a custom kit builder or a programmer or anyone that can like modify and make us the most, I would put money into a metal casted, high quality, professional Lupine Louie game.
Absolutely.
If you're able to do that, please reach out to us.
Yeah, we're all about it. Yeah, please do.
Especially if you have your own YouTube channel, because then we can collaborate and be super cool. Okay, let's talk about these games and what modifications we made. So I'll start here on my side.
Okay.
Flying Goblins is a yellow game. I've had it for quite some time. It's not the most successful yellow game, to be honest. Yeah. But I picked it up because I thought it looked like a fun drinking potential game.
Agreed.
It's a game where you take and you catapult these little goblins into this base. That's going to get you coins and resources. You spend those on more goblins that you then fling into the base. The object of the game is to build a tower and not have your opponents knock it down, or collect the most gold. There's also a big tower in the very center that gets built up inside the game box itself. If you land in that, you'll get extra gold. Our modification for how you end up taking shots, how it turns into a drinking game, is if someone gets their goblin into that tower, not only do they get the gold, but they force their opponent
to take a shot.
Yeah. And if you're playing multiple players, it gets even more fun because then you pick the person that you think should drink.
Yes, that sounds fantastic.
Moving over to Ringo the Flamingo, one of West's new titles.
Yes.
Hubbub of a game. You're going to be flinging these little rings with
our little lifeboats.
This lifeboat here is going to take and fling a ring up onto your flamingos. You get a point for getting around a flamingo. You lose a point for getting around a crocodile. We modified this game in 2 ways, which were great.
Yes, they were.
I think I will always play with it with these modifications.
Oh, 100%. I'm not playing any other way.
If a ring lands on the table and not on the box,
it's free game.
Anyone could grab it, which means you can then proceed to fling your opponent's rings and aim them, for instance, at a crocodile. All rings must be flung, and you must fling them at the ball. You can't just scatter them, right? It's good sportsmanship. It's good sportsmanship.
Of course.
That being said, not only can you grab rings from off the table, but if a ring goes around a crocodile, whoever's ring that was drinks.
A drink, yeah.
So you get to steal your opponents and potentially force them to drink.
Or if you play less good,
Yeah.
then you could also throw the opponent's ring around a flamingo and score them a point.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hamster Roll. Hamster Roll was a Grail game that I purchased from Germany. This is a big circular game. It's a dexterity game. You're placing different weighted objects on this ring that rolls across your table as you play. It's a lovely game. It's full of like fun and incredible moments.
Yes.
And our modification for it was there's this big black plinth, the starting icon. No other shape is like that. You're trying to get all of your shapes onto the base without any more falling off. If they fall off, you claim them. Well, if the black plinth falls off on your turn, you claim it and take a shot.
Drink, yeah.
Or like a quarter of a shot, whatever. Some milk. You have some milk.
Yeah, just a little bit of milk.
Okay, moving over to the ones you have.
Scare in the Box. This is a very simple game. You're just like a jackalope, what do they call it? Jack in the Box. As soon as it comes out, whoever is responsible for it has to take a drink in our version. In the way that this actually plays, you're pushing the little guy down, you roll it a full turn or more, and then you pass it on to the next person. If it explodes while you're the one turning it, you get a coin off the side of the box, and then in the future, you can use that to make someone take an extra turn. Because a lot of times people will push it right to the very edge, and then you're like, oh, that was great, you did such a great job, here's another coin, try again.
It's a simple modification on the Jack in the Box system. It's also Five Nights at Freddy's theme, which some people are into.
Yeah.
And you do have some little game rules in there.
Yeah.
Moving over.
Cockroach poker. I know what you're saying. How do you play cockroach poker with only 2 people?
No. You really shouldn't play cockroach poker with only 2 people.
Yes.
You should play it with more people. It's an amazing game. We've talked about it multiple times here on the channel. Go pick it up if you have not yet.
Yeah.
And if you want to make it a drinking game, well, there's only ever one loser. There's multiple winners, one loser. The loser drinks. It's as simple as that.
Simple as that.
2-player worked.
Yeah, it did. It was great. Basically, I put a card down, and then he decided whether or not I was lying.
But in 2-player version of this, or I suppose if you want to extend it into multiplayer too, we did a house rule called Double or Nothing. If you don't want to take the card, you can place down 3 cards. If you think you know the card, you can place down 3 cards.
And then you put a shot on top of that downed card, and you say, if you're right, or in whatever your prediction is, then the other person has to take the shot.
Yeah, but really it's just loser drinks.
Yeah, basically.
Codenames. Codenames or Codenames Duet. Fairly simple, very popular, very classic game. In fact, you probably have it at your house, and it's as straightforward as this. Whoever hits the black loses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's super, super simple.
Lupine Louie.
Lupine Louie.
For those of you who know, Lupine Louie flies around this track, and then he knocks off the coins off of the other people. You're using your lever to keep him going.
To loft him.
In the air. So that he flies, he does these major acrobatic tricks.
Yep.
And the first one to have all 3 of their pieces knocked off loses and takes a drink.
You could also do, if you're just playing like the action of drinking, you could do every coin that falls. You have to slam a shot, right? Or a quarter of a shot, or a glass of milk.
Right.
Or a cup of water, whatever it is.
Depends on how drunk you want to get.
If you're doing it that way, then you not only mix in the dexterity of trying to blobble him, but also the risk of having your second one get hit
while you're getting,
as you're grabbing your drink.
Whew. Yeah, that's rough.
So there's some other modifications you can do, but there's a lot of things you can play with. So these were the 7 games we theorized could be made into incredible drinking games.
Yes.
Let's talk about our actual thoughts and experience. Let's start with, in your opinion, and in my opinion, the least favorite out of all of these. The least best.
The least best. Codenames.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
Because you are terrible at codenames.
No. I don't mean playing with me. I mean in application as a drinking game.
Yeah, still Codenames.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because there's really only one opportunity for you to drink, because it's when the person hits the black, so it's when the game is over.
Sure.
So I feel like it's the least effective of a traditional style of drinking game.
But you could do cards. You could add your own.
Like every time you're wrong.
Well, you could pick 3 brown cards, 3 non-essential cards, and make those drink cards. You don't lose. You drink if you hit those.
You could. These were great rules. We should have come up with them last night. Our implementation of this as a drinking game was the least effective, in my personal opinion.
It was just drink once you lose.
It was drink once you lose.
Yeah, we lost quickly, though.
You did, yes. You're a terrible, terrible guesser and a terrible caller. I mean, people, come on now. If the word is food, Don't you think banana should be on that list? Banana. It's a food.
No, there were 3 other food items.
Yeah, eggs, and there was sugar. Yeah. And what was the other one? I don't know. You can watch the video and find out, but tell me if I'm wrong.
So you thought Codenames
would be my least favorite.
I thought Scare in the Box was my least favorite.
Really?
I like the jumpy nature of it, but I don't think there's much of a game here. And I want a game more than I want to drink. You know, Scare in the Box just resulted in drinks.
Do you know that's the only game you won?
It was a really hard night for me. Okay, so moving on from the least favorite, what's going to be the next in line? Where are you going?
I have to say that it's honestly unfair for this answer, but it's also the one we had the least amount of time playing because it was the 7th game we played.
Yeah,
and that would have to be Flying Goblins.
You're saying Flying Goblins is going to be your number 6?
Yeah, only because we really didn't get to experience it because we were really already too far at that point.
I theorize though that Flying Goblins,
I think it's going to be
could be a lot of fun, which is why I'm putting Codenames as my number 6.
That's fair.
I think your answers are right. I think there are better variations. In fact, I like the idea of the brown card match. Mm-hmm. I think drinking cards, losing cards, and winning cards would be a fun twist on that.
I think so too. I think we could have implemented this significantly better. It's probably our fault rather than
Codenames is a lot of fun, but I don't know that it makes the best drinking game, at least yet. I'm sure there's some other alternatives out there. Let us know what house rules you have for games that can make them into excellent drinking games. Moving on to number 5. What are you sticking at number 5?
This is really hard because the games that are left we had a great amount of fun with. I probably have to say Lupine Louie in its current format.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because Lupine Louie was really fun, but Lupine Louie also has an issue where it can be like you hit going around and around and around and around, and it's just going around and around and around and around, and nothing happens.
Imagine 4 people playing.
Again, I'm talking about our experience with the game.
But we're not talking about our experience with the game.
But we are talking about our experience with the game.
But we're also talking about the application of it as a drinking game.
I still will fall. Fall behind my current thing and say that this, out of the ones that are left, are the ones that even in a party setting.
Wow.
Number 1, you're maxed at 4 players.
Yeah, but think about how many people are joining in on that
and having a great time,
cheering, laughing.
I think they're having a good time.
It's okay. You're wrong on this.
I might be. Go ahead.
My number 5 is going to be Flying Goblins. It's a little bit more heavy. It's a little bit more complicated. You're probably not going to be able to be accurate or enjoy the art of playing after you've done 3 or 4 shots. It might be it's not even though a good intro into drinking night because you kind of want to get drink started earlier on. I just don't think it fits the format. I think the idea of it is a lot of fun, but I probably won't be holding on to it as a classic drinking game in our household.
Agreed.
Yeah. Moving on to number 4 out of our category.
Well, this is really hard. I'm really torn on this one. I think I have to go with Scare in the Box. Okay. I do like the idea that you can have a lot of people involved with it. I think that part's really fun, but I think it is just luck. There's really very little strategy to it. Yeah. But it's still really fun, and I could see a group of people just having an absolute blast playing it.
Yeah. My number 4 is going to be Hamster Roll.
Really?
I absolutely love Hamster Roll, but all the other games I think make better. All the other games make better drinking games.
That's true.
I love our application of Hamster Roll though. The black plinth falling off works so well. It's just the right amount of risk, and it's just the right amount of control that you have as a player. Number 3. What are you thinking?
Number 3 has to be. 3. We really? Is there another game that we only have 2 more left, right?
There's 3 left.
There's 3 left.
Yeah.
What is left?
There's 3. So I don't know what's left for you.
I only have 2 left. Oh no, I have 3. Yes.
You've got
Hamster Roll is my next one. Sorry, Hamster Roll is my next one. For this exact same reasons that you said. I thought it was really fun, really entertaining. But I think the implementation, especially with the next 2 games, is better. Okay, my number 3, and this is really hard for me to say. But my number 3 is going to be Lupine Louie. I love Lupine Louie. I do too. It's a great game.
I don't know how it is number 3 on this list, and yet at the same time, it is. If you have 4 people exactly, Lupine Louie's the game you pull out. Probably. If you don't have 4 people, it's not as good at 2 or 3 because there's an unbalanced side. Not everyone's next to each other.
Yep.
You do need like a little bit more of a deluxe version of it, preferably.
Probably, yeah.
It's a riot. but it's a 4-player riot, and that limits it. All right, number 2.
Cockroach poker.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on Cockroach Poker.
Yeah.
One of the best games
Oh, it's fantastic.
of all time.
I absolutely love it.
And you mix in that the loser drinks, because we'll just sit around and drink and play it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Now let's do some consequence. And you have this habit. When you play Cockroach Poker, you have a habit of ganging up on people. And that's even funnier when you're playing through and Tom hasn't had a drink all night.
We're getting
and
him.
everyone's getting him, right?
Absolutely.
Or
Everyone's getting him.
Brad's the bachelor, and so everyone's piling on Brad the entire time.
Yep.
And Brad still wins time and time
Yeah,
again because
doesn't
you got a lot of control. Just
Yeah.
because everyone gangs up on you, they laugh a riot, but they still can actually come back. They can actually shut things down.
Yeah, this game by itself is ridiculously fun. Add in the drinking aspect, it's really, really good.
Ringo the Flamingo, the hidden gem of board games.
Please tell me that it's not just because it's a flamingo.
No.
This game was unexpectedly fun.
We played one round and immediately raised the stakes to best out of 3 because both of us were just enjoying it.
It was so much fun.
Ridiculously fun. Yep. I do think our house rules improve the game for us.
Exponentially.
I like being able... Now, it's a kid's game, so I understand why they don't have rules that you could just grab things, but it mixes in that element of almost spoons, right?
Yeah.
Where my family stopped playing spoons because my grandmother, dove across the table for it. It's that part where you're going for it, you're grabbing. And if you get 4 people around the table where rings are flying in each direction and they're coming in towards you...
Yeah, we had a time where I knocked his ring onto the flamingo and he knocked mine out of the way. It was great.
Ringo the Flamingo is a game I'm going to purchase before this video goes up. The reason being is because I'm scared that enough people will think it's a good idea to go buy it, and there won't be any more left. That's how good this game is.
Yeah, and this is a game from 2009, so it's not something that's out there a whole bunch of.
Yeah.
It's good.
Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely lovely game. So that's our breakdown. That's our breakdown of the drinking game. Some worked, some didn't work. We're totally down to do another swing of this to try things out again. I'm probably going to actually win next time. But let's finish this video with if we wanted to give someone the best, set them up for the best night of drinking, the best game night, the best party night, right?
Okay.
Out of this collection, what would be the group, the 3 games?
Okay.
And what order would they play them in?
Ringo Flamingo, Cockroach Poker, and Scare in the Box.
Those are the 3 games
Those
you've
are
chosen?
the 3 games.
If I'm doing the perfect game night, I think I'm going Hamster Roll, Cockroach Poker, Ringo the Flamingo. Now, what order are you playing them in?
Well, to get people involved and to have a good time, I think you start with Ringo Flamingo because it's just so good.
Yep.
Right? And then you play Scare in the Box because it's something totally different and it's easy and those people who are like, I'll get you, and then everybody's still involved even when it's not your turn.
Okay.
So I think that's a good one. And then you finish with Cockroach Poker because you're just going to have a good time and it is fun.
So I think I'm there with you on Ringo the Flamingo. It's going to get people drinking. It's going to get people laughing. Then I'm going to move to Hamster Roll. The reason being is that little bit of dexterity that gets mixed in, if you're just a little bit tipsy, that becomes more ridiculous. That becomes more fun.
True.
It's the right moment for it. And then the closing of the night is going to be Cockroach Poker. You play that till 3 a.m. You just laugh. You get other people who haven't drank as much so far caught up to you in that game. You slow yourself down or you scream at people if they try to, this game gives you control to kind of moderate your risk level.
Yes, I agree.
So, and that's
great games.
That's your game night. So, thanks for watching. Go check out that gameplay video. Hopefully you enjoy what took me 15 hours to recover from, and honestly, we do it all. We do it all for you.
All for you. Just for you. You guys are the best.
Just for you all. And buy Ringo the Flamingo.
Yeah, please.
I'm just telling you.
It's not even that expensive. You need this game. It's
so good.
So much fun.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.